Hello, it's Geo. My tag is Aesthetic Void. I'm playing Looney Space Race, the PlayStation 2 again. Epilepsy warning, even in this first cutscene as we wait for the game to load. There are lots of flashing colours. Not just in the first cutscene, but in the game itself. We fly pretty fast. If you didn't see the last time, I hold the current world record for this game, but we figured some stuff out since then. I am going to be talking less during this one. I'll try and explain new things sort of before they come up. Let's just go through this menu. Out of interest, all you North American people, this is what options we have in the PAL regions. We have language and we have a choice between 50 and 60 Hertz. Let's get to it. New game, as is the standard. Okay. Again, as is standard, we make sure we are on difficulty normal. That is the default in PAL. For some reason it's not in NTSC. We're also, not for any speed benefit, I don't think, but sanity benefit, we can turn speech off. And I think we are ready. So, like I say, little bits of change, nothing too drastic. Again, I don't have anything to time myself, so I'm just assuming this is the run. Here we go. Time starts at character selection. So 3, 2, 1. Planet Acme 1's changed a lot. We jump in. This is always the most interesting track, and it is the track that gets the most new things. The two shortcuts we had before can be linked together, and there is a new shortcut that cuts half the track off. So this saves quite a bit of time throughout the roughly 2 hours or so we're going to be here. Ooh, please, yep. Not intentional to fall off there. Should be able to do those 3 laps without falling off. That's pilot error. But that's Planet Acme 1. We've got vertical control sussed out a little bit, so yeah, we can go up and down to find new shortcuts. It doesn't affect too much. It's only the more interesting tracks. Planet Acme 1 is one where they've tried to do something exciting with the track design, and because of that, it's a little bit broken now. We do laps in about 16 or so seconds, driving well. I'm still not very good at this game, so please someone run this. Please someone take the top spot away from me. Northport Star 1 hasn't changed much. Just on the idea of vertical control, I am, where possible, driving into the ground, and that both in casual playthroughs and speedrunning does give you more speed if you're holding up on the analog stick. So this is a little bit faster if we drive correctly, but not by much. avoid pink elephants a bit better now as well. Just fly upwards. My arm, 2 or 3. You can see I've practiced this a little bit more. I'm still, like I say, not that good, but I don't get caught in those rings quite as much anymore. I knew if I said it, I would get caught. Not the best, not the worst. We'll carry on. Pyramids of Mars 1 hasn't changed much. There are little chicanes caused by the canyons. We simply just fly over that now. I've tried to find a way of going off the jump above the canyons straight to the finish line, and you can just about do it, but it's not very easy, and it doesn't grant you a lap. There's obviously a checkpoint missing from somewhere. So, still not really sure how the checkpoint system works. But we do this relatively normally. And the soundtrack is still banging. Normally we would be holding up for maximum speed, but we just wanted to make sure that pink elephant didn't hit us. Oh my gosh, they're really trying it. Oof. Okay. Here's what's new. We can just fly over everything we want to. That's a little bit faster. We don't want to clip the edge of that. It looks like a flat surface. It's not. There's a little ramp there and you go too high. No collision detection on that archway. I'm usually practicing with my TV muted, so this is a nice treat to be able to hear the soundtrack again. It is great. So I promised I wouldn't talk as much, but I have things to say. I was going to say that because pink elephants are less of a problem, I tend to use the four-leaf clovers now when we're lapping people, because that's the kind of stuff that can hit us. We can't really avoid. They've got one of the ray gun things, I forget what they're actually called, but they've got one of those. They're pretty... well, you can't react to them, they just get you, so. That's the first car. Oh, fun fact, I skip it, but the little fanfare that plays when you win with Wile E. Coyote is treated as a voice line, so because I've turned speech off, It's just, you just sit in silence. The lamest fun fact. Right, on to the next one. More of the same. Galactorama Park 1. So some more work could be done on this track. I think there's a quicker way to what I do it. There is a slight shortcut that we'll use. There's a different shortcut with Marvin the Martian, which we'll come to later on in the run. But yeah, for now with Wily, it's just as simple what we do. We only ever do a few laps of this track anyway as Wily, so not the most important thing to optimise at this point. We just go up here, and if we miss, we can fall off, and the game will put us back at the top there usually if we're in the right place, so no harm lost. Now we've also got more of an idea of what happens when you go off the track, which I'm sure we'll get to. That was not intentional though. Also means I can't fully do this shortcut, or can we? We can. Great. You only get a certain amount of time off track, and I'd obviously run out. You can also tell on Galactorama Park 1 specifically, or especially, when, there you go. That's an example of falling off semi-intentionally to have the game put you somewhere better. You get an idea as to when you're coming up on the AI races, because on console at least it is laggy. Another example there, missing the quick version of the shortcut, but if we fall off close enough to the track, the game will put us there. So in terms of off-track time, you get given a certain amount. I'm going to cover this in some other videos. I'm going to do some tutorial stuff. Also, nothing's changed in Wild West Quadrant 1. You get a certain amount of time allowed off-track, but that time allowed doesn't reset until you fall off or get hit with an item that makes you fall off. So some of the planning, especially when we come to Galactorama Park 2 with Marvin the Martian, will be falling off intentionally to reset that time to give us access to quicker shortcuts. For the meantime though, Wild West Quadrant 1, nothing has changed in this track. This is a very simple track. The sound of approaching rockets. At full speed as Wile E. Coyote, we're faster than rockets, so we can't quite go full speed around this track, but unless we make lots of mistakes, which I'm making a few, those rockets won't really catch up to us. I think their lifespan is only about half a lap anyway, so I think we'd have to fall off. Safety sake, this is the last lap. Off-road city limits 1, nothing has changed here. You might have noticed me taking a bit of a quirky way to spin around it. It makes a lot more sense with Marvin when we get to unlock him, but it's still, it feels marginally faster with Wily to use these sideward swipes to help spin around a bit quicker. It's hard to do on this track. I also haven't practiced this track enough with Wily, so it's a thin track, and now we've figured out holding up on the analog stick makes us quicker. It's a little hard to control. We'll see how we do. Whew, that felt like it should have hit me. This corner is actually an example. We actually just let go of up to regain some steering control rather than hitting the brakes. It's quite nice. Missed the brake. Do this. Oh no, I didn't actually want to hit you. Just want to be safe. Right. Second of the cup's done, we get our first sort of Acme event style one. The most chill of the three of these cups that it throws at you. Non-stop gags is quite nice. We just keep pressing square until we get a 4-leaf clover. Again, this can be tricky at the start. I would just put good odds on me getting hit by something at the start. But besides that, it's exactly the same as it would be the first time we race this. Yeah, that should have hit us. That should have hit us if it was anything like a normal run. If you go too high and go all the way past this corner, when you're above the track, it won't count a lap. Those rockets might be a problem at this part of the track, I don't know. Gosh. It's also so rare to go this long without a clover. Goodness me. Yeah. Not quick enough to fly upwards. He's already on a downwards trajectory. So Wiley's the most responsive to vertical control. It's Marvin doesn't really move that well. So, for example, Planet Acme 1 is actually quicker with Wiley. It's the only track that's true. Unless we figure out Planet Acme 2, there's a potential shortcut, or, as I mentioned earlier, Galactic Run Part 1. Again, this event is chill. It's basically the same as driving normally, except there's more chance for rockets, but it's a nice quick track, so we should be able to avoid them going at full speed unless I make any mistakes. We just cycle through items until we get rockets, then we leave it alone. First little rockets. This speed should be outrunning them. There's our rockets, so we leave the items alone now. There's nothing else you can get but rockets and bombs. At least the rockets don't hurt us. Also, if you watched the last one, I said turbos don't matter. Turbos matter again now in one of the tracks. Spoiler alert. Cool, and I said in this one last time I hadn't labbed out whether it was quicker forwards or backwards. I still haven't tried, but based on what I know about how quick we go backwards now, we're going to drive this one backwards. There's no point going forwards. At full speed, I think we're slightly faster than turbo, which obviously on Wild West Quadrant 1 we're rarely at full speed, but the consistency of having that control, I'm pretty sure it's quicker backwards than forwards. And there's no gags, so this is the most chill race of the lot. There's nothing to hurt us. Except ourselves. These runoff areas and the fact that we actually have to kind of utilise them going backwards makes me wish that the game was at this speed normally. Angry car outside. I live on a main road. Well, sort of. That's going to sound really dumb if you can't hear the car horn in the video. If you can't, the car just beeped. Cool. The first cup, it's funny. I mean, obviously things are designed to increase in difficulty, but it is amazing even in this broken state the game's in, where we're driving twice or 3 times as quick as we should be. The difficulty still ramps up the further you go. It's just a different kind of difficulty. So these really are formalities at this point. This is the grind. I'm going to shut up for the next 6 races. 1 lap each. We just go over the tracks we've done already. This is where I should have an anecdote. Or something else we've been figuring out. I can't remember if I said I am now the moderator of the leaderboard on speedrun.com, so that's why I'm not talking about rules discussions here like I did last time, because now if we think anything needs to be changed or tweaked, I can just do it. So look forward to thinking about that at some point. For now, we're just running it as it was the last time we did it, just for a bit of a comparison. You know when I said I'd practice this? Still more practice to do. Hey, if you're bored, why not watch this whole video and time how long all the loading times are? See what proportion of the run it makes up. I bet it's big. Nearly messed that up entirely. Oh, there's a backup strap, by the way, if you miss this shortcut further up. But haven't missed it, so that's good. I'll do videos on other tracks at some point too. Like I said, I want to get some general guide videos out first. That's scripted and recorded. I just need some gameplay. I'll probably use a lot of this run. Apologies for the weird video again. I'm just using my phone. I will hopefully someday soon run on emulator so I can have it screen recorded nicely and have splits up. For now you're stuck with budget. Too fast. That does have collision. That's a downside of going too fast through that section. Hopefully you've seen with some of the shortcuts I'm not too worried about resetting for small mistakes like that. I just want this to be like the first one was, just a kind of a benchmark, as it were, for what we can do. I think besides, yeah, Galactorama Part 1, Planet Acme 2, I can't think of much more in the way of shortcuts that we can find, so from here I think it would be a case of refining small things. Like, how do we make this less laggy? Play on emulator. There you go. Like how to speed up the results screen, I think would be an interesting one, because based off the nature of going backwards and the character wants to reorient itself when the AI takes over, we pretty much always fall off, as I'm sure you've been noticing at the end. So maybe that's quicker, maybe that's slower. I don't have the patience to figure that out yet. I think it's all about the same speed from what I can tell. Hey, if you're annoyed at my lack of knowledge, join. There's a Looney Tunes Discord with a space race section. My notifications are on for that, so please, if you have any questions I might be able to answer, or want to help us find out more stuff, dive in. I'll leave a link in the description. Wow. Unfortunate. Left one more, yeah, Pyramids of Mars. The I'll try and word it. After the two canyons, the little room that we enter, with the twisted tunnel and then the beaming lights inside the pyramid, a lot of the entrance to that has collision detection, so you can't miss it by a little bit, but if you miss it by a lot and go straight over, you can then fly sort of into the void and through the tunnels and find it. I won't show it off here because it's not my preferred route to go, rather just go straight through the door. But if you do go too high for whatever and overshoot, commit to the overshoot and go way above the entrance, and you can find your way in. The downside is if you miss the track and you can't see the track because you're in a sort of void. If you miss the track, you go all the way back to the start of the jump, which is really painful. Which is why I don't do it. I haven't practiced it. I also think it's slower, but because you have to spend more time holding down on the D-pad, down on the analog stick rather than up, which this little entrance here. We get it just right. I'm pretty sure this is the quickest way, but you can approach this from the top. Clean. Great, that is the first journey done. As before, we unlock some stuff. And we're going to do the Acme events first on this one. Partly because it's easier with Wily, partly because it gives us enough credits to get Marvin, and then the show really begins. This is where it gets serious, this is where I need to focus. So I do try going backwards now, and I've got the time down a little bit. It is still very tricky and a lot of buttons pressed. If I was anywhere good of a gamer, this would be the most fun, but I'm not, so it's stressful. Ooh, that's not intentional. Try to find a path through these boxes that makes sense. There is a new shortcut as well, but as you can see I can barely drive this the normal way, so I'm not bothering with the new shortcut yet. We'll wait till we fly it with Marvin to show you that. Just do what we've done before, and always scary when you cut a clover early and miss the next one. Semi-intentional, I was going to fall into a hole either way, so. Do you know what? If we get the angles right, I will show you the new shortcut. It's over this way. Oosh. Oh, okay. That's fine, because that resets our time. Means we can go for it next lap as well. I don't think there's much avoiding this. Okay. Ooh, hello. Hello, missing everything. Just over 2 minutes is a good time for this particular track event. That's unfortunate. So this is going to be a bit behind schedule, but not the worst, and I don't think worse than I did last time. So not great, not bad. Pick up the Doom. This is slightly easier because we can jump basically. So we try and jump over everything now. We get hit by a lot less. Except these first ones don't get enough speed to get over those properly. But here we go. This is the idea. We hold down on the analog stick, press L2 or R2 to jump, and then we go back to holding forwards again. And if you do that really badly, this is what it looks like. Still dodge those as normal, and those. You should jump those. Don't double hit me. Nice. Insert. That's never happened before. I am fluffing this up. Still drops those in the same way. Just go to the side. Right. See if we can get a rhythm going. Unfortunate. I'm not doing these new finds justice, am I? That's what we're supposed to do with those. We just jump over them. And those. And those, I think. Geo, stop talking, concentrate. That was lucky because I didn't jump properly. It's a fun on some of these tracks. If you hit the sign, you've crossed the finish line. That's one of them where it's quite obvious because it happens quite a lot. Off-road City Limits 2. This is a very thin track, and we only do 3 laps with Wile E. Coyote, so I really don't practice this as much as I should. Expect us to get hit at the start and expect me to fall off because I'm bad and should have practiced more. Besides that, there's nothing new in here. Got away with that. Hey, you know that thing where you say something and then it comes true? Oh my gosh, that's just me being bad. Also, this really shows off the rubber banding. AI, oh my gosh, wow. AI races when they are behind you are ferocious. AI races when they're in front of you are babies. Is this lap 2? I'm gonna have a problem winning this. I haven't intentionally come second in a race in this game in I don't know how many years. Alright. Smooth lap, smooth lap. This is what we want. This corner can just never get right with Wiley. Such different movement with Marvin, as is that one. Okay, we're miles ahead. This is the vision of a man who's given up. If you're better than me at this game, please write to me at speedrun.com/spacerace. Please run this game. There's no way. There shouldn't be a world in which this is the world record gameplay. We should be pushing for more. Right, menu time. Nice. That's Marvin bought, and we nearly started that race with Wiley by muscle memory. Here we go, Galactic Run Part 2. So, as I spoke about, we fall off intentionally quite a lot here. I'm probably going to be concentrating a lot. The jump from Wiley to Marvin is big in terms of speed, so I might not be able to point it out. We might have to talk about it afterwards, or I might just say intentional or unintentional as we do them. That track, this is the most interesting track in terms of the speedrunning side. Oof. So, intentional. Intentional. Doesn't matter where we do that one. We can do it at the start of the lap or whatever. Here we go. Here's where boost's important. Intentional. To a degree. We'll take it. Not intentional. Oh gosh. I love and hate this game. What was that I just picked up? It's not Clover, I don't think. That is. Kind of intentional. I don't usually do it there, but I was off the track and I thought, yeah, got him. Also now briefly let go of triangle every now and again to have a glance at our turbo count and our where we are with number of tracks. Where are those rockets going? Right, here's the backup for this. And we still need to fall off, so we'll do that here. That's intentional. Celebratory. Despite many mistakes, that's quite a clean Galactron on part 2. A lot of that falling off is intentional. We want to reset our off-track time to use the shortcuts, and falling off, although that wastes a few seconds, is less time than not taking the shortcut, so it's worth going for. Asteroid Belt, I can hopefully, well, I did show you the new shortcut to that. That is the intended way we're going to try and do each of these laps, but that's a lot of time off track, so we're going to have to find a spot to intentionally fall off. Usually, because it's me, we don't really need to find an intentional ways to fall off, we just fall off. So we'll see how each lap goes. I'll let you know my thoughts as I go. So I'm still going to take that. As long as, oh, okay, fine. Semi-intentional, semi-not. Not a fan of falling off there. Means we can do that clean. So now we've used up probably about half of our off-track time, just from that jump. So if we fall off accidentally here, that will reset. If not, yeah, we'll do it there. That makes sense. It's fine. It's a nice place to spin around. Ooh, that one would have used more so of our off-track time, so we'll go for that little mini shortcut again. Oh my gosh. We'll go for that little mini shortcut again. We'll probably fall off again. And that will be, if that is the case, that is intentional. Yeah. Oh, it put us further back though. That's unfortunate. Yeah, fine. Don't need to fall off there because it's the last lap. We don't need to worry about the next shortcut, but I hit the angle wrong. That's Asteroid Belt. Wild West Quadrant 2 has changed a little bit. There is a little shortcut at the start. It saves a surprising amount of time considering how little it cuts off. And it's kind of hard to do. We'll see how we go. In practice, I tend to hit the first one, and depending on how I'm going, might miss subsequent ones. There's no easy backup for it. I think it is quicker to just back up and try it again. You'll see it's right at the start here. We're gonna, instead of going through the tunnel, we're just gonna aim to the left. The wall does not have collision detection, and that was a big part of a lot of these new shortcuts. Ooh, that wall does, and we're gonna try and bounce off of it, but I think we've messed it up. Yep. Okay, experiment time. Is it quicker to try again? I think so. Here's where we're going to aim. We fly upwards, yeah, like that. We're across. It only cuts off a short part of the track, but feels like it saves a lot of time. Whoa, that's not intentional. But we can show off above track versus off track. Above track, if you are directly over the track and kind of high up, it's not fast. It says, yeah, you're not off the track. You're above the track, but you're not off the track. So that there didn't eat into any of our off-track time. Whereas that did, and that's unintentional. That's just me bad at the game. Break too early. Okay. It's kind of intentional to fall off. You can sometimes make it through that shortcut without having to do the little fall off animation and just continue on the road, but then the next time you come to do it you'll mess it up, so more consistent to just fall off, except obviously on the last track. But it's a quirky shortcut. You gotta get the bounce just right. Is it Cup of Mystery time now? Forget the order sometimes. Yep. Here comes the RNG. Spoiler, if you're watching this, it wasn't too bad. Tracks, a lot of tracks are quite quick now. So there's a bigger list of things we don't mind seeing. So it comes down a little bit more to number of laps, which can be 1, 3, 5 or 7. The longer it is, the more sad I get. What have we got? So, Pyramids of Mars 2, so kind of short, 5 laps, not the best, but this is maybe a 30-second-ish per lap track, maybe less, well, definitely less on a good day, and you'd have to really mess up for it to be more, so not bad. If there was going to be a track with 5 laps, I don't mind Pyramids of Mars 2. We go slightly different now. We go this way instead of, we go to the end of the jump instead of the start of the jump. We avoid, the program has clearly envisioned a world where you could fly to the end of that ramp and put in a kind of like insta-kill box near it. So you'll see me fly to the right of the upcoming track here until, ooh, ow. Yeah, sometimes you can just get on without using all of your off-track time. I'm saying so many words which won't make a lot of sense until my tutorial videos, but anyway, forgive me, let me ramble on a run where I said I wasn't going to talk much. We go to the right to avoid it. We could really carry on with that. Am I figuring this out as I go? We're on lap 3. This bit's still horrible. I don't know how to do that cleanly. Oh, shout out as well. So there's in Cup of Mystery, also random as to whether you get boost or items or none, or both. So no items always a benefit to us. We just want to go as quick as possible. None of the items make us go faster. most of them, if they hit us, slow us down, so no items is good. I've messed that up. Saved. Quicker than, yeah, spinning around. Two more. What else have we got in store? RNG. Kind of frustrating as well that this is like the midway point. It's the midway point of the run, pretty much, and it's the RNG part. Spoiler alert, I'm probably not resetting. There's enough time improvements and everything else to make this worth going up online, regardless of what happens here. Like I say, 5 laps of Pyramids of Mars 2 isn't fine. One with Squadron 2 is quite short, 3 laps as well. We'll definitely take that. That's not bad. I think I got really good luck on my first run of this. I forget what tracks I got. Hello, there's that example of going straight off the track. As you can see, it didn't really do me any favours. We got 3 laps of this. Kind of want to fall off somewhere. Fall off here intentionally. Weird that falling off is quicker, but hey, it is what it is. It's been a while, and a lot of my practice I've been getting a lot of 5 and 7 laps, and a lot of tracks I really don't like. So this has been quite nice so far. And no items as well. I think there's more of a chance. That's not intentional. Anecdotally, it feels like there is more of a chance if you've got no items in one of them, you're going to get no items in all of them, or 2 out of 3. I think it might sort of decide cup wide at the start whether it gives you items, boost, or none. I haven't got a Scooby clue how the RNG works in this. It's the only cup that's dictated by RNG. And I'm not smart enough to figure it out, so if you are, come join us. Links in the description. Like, subscribe. I'm not a YouTuber. Don't subscribe to my channel. Just, if you enjoy this, run it. Run the game. Grab a copy from somewhere. It's a shame this game sold like nothing. I tried to find out how much it sold and I couldn't find it, which I think is a bad sign. Clearly crushed by, you know, the Mario Karts and Crash Team Racings of the world. 5 laps again, but it's short, but it's fiddly. I'm gonna shut up. Oh, we got items. That's not good. Not intentional. Our forward city limits with Marvin is very different to with Wiley. Some of them feel quite similar. This does not. You actually have to slow down for this. You saw me get caught in that earlier. Marvin likes to get caught in there a lot. Oh, we've got 5 laps in this. I'm going to concentrate. You can see there, you don't gain height as quickly as you do with Wiley. Ooh, we found a bit with no collision. Saved. Ruined. Anytime I open my mouth, I ruin it. True in life as well as this game. Come on. Last lap. Yeah. Got a bit better at letting go of triangle just to see how filled my boost is or what lap I'm on. Have I said that already? I might have said that already on the Glider on part 2. Not bad, not bad. I'll take that for a cup of mystery. That's not too bad. And then we get to the real slog. The real slog of the run is this next cup. It's funny. Oh, sugar. Spamming too much. What do they call it? Oh no, Snow Pepper Shoot. Oh, I'm getting things mixed up. This is not the slog. This is not the slog. This is okay. So Pyramids of Mars 2 we've already covered. 5 laps. We lapped the other races so much we just kind of have to count 5 in our head, and I'm quite bad at that. So I often miscount the laps. We don't mind Pyramids of Mars 2. Except this time we have items, and that's slightly annoying, but really they don't come into play very much. We're never really near the other races. That shouldn't be a problem. And it was not. Those definitely aren't a problem. Got it this time. It's going to kind of bite me later, so I'm going to fall off somewhere intentionally. I think. Is it going to bite us? Well, we fell off by accident anyway, so it doesn't matter. Ooh. So it's kind of cool that it messes things up later. Please no. Actually, that wouldn't be the worst thing. I think that would reset our off-track time. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That works though. I think that was completed lap 3, so I think we're on lap 4. You see how difficult I find it just to count to 5? Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Yeah. Oh no, there you go. See? Can't count to 5. And the next one... Oh, World War Squadron 2. Yeah, that one. Mixing events up. Yeah, of course. And again, we've covered this many times. We do a lot of laps on World War Squadron 2. I should probably practice it more. Oh wow. Wow, that's going to make that harder to hit. That's going to make it even harder to hit. Goodness me. How do I spend so long off track? Not a good start. We have 5 laps of this, so I better pick it up. Don't know if that's genuine or we did discover last time that there is a glitch on this event where whoever crosses the line, if they were eliminated with an item in their hand, we get the warning for that item as we cross the start-finish line. Ugh. Nice. All in all, not bad. Oh, wait, so that was the end of that cup. That tourney, rather. Yep. We get the Nebula. The Nebula is broken, by the way. We've we found some more walls that don't have. Oh my gosh! Found some more walls that don't have collision, so the Nebula is fun now. And as is standard, the first cup is standard. It's just 3 races. It wants to introduce us to the new track. Means I get to introduce you to the new shortcut. Ooh, there will be intentional falling off on this track as well to reset our off-track time. Here we go. Oh my gosh, wow. Hit the curb very badly. That's the shortcut though. There you go. That's not normally where I fall off, but we want to fall off somewhere before here so we can do the shortcut again. Yeah, if I mess up that uphill section, which is easy to do if you carry too much speed, you just fall off. You can fall off there. I tend to drive to the end of the bit just before we turn and do the shortcut. But in all of those laps, it just made sense to fall off where I was naturally about to fall off. But Acme 2, nothing has changed. We don't have as much vertical control with Marvin. We don't jump over things. We just smash reverse. One of the few tracks we can get up quite a lot of speed. Do you know what I was about to say? I was about to say it's one of the few tracks that's hard to fall off of. And it just goes to show even thinking something is enough to make me do it. Well, I was also going to caveat that by saying because of that, it's one of the tracks I don't practice very often, so I'm just showing my true wisdom. If you are... Speed doesn't matter to a pink elephant. It's only turbo that does, but momentum shifts definitely do so, and Marvin's so quick at accelerating and can make such fast turns that sometimes simply driving is enough to avoid them. Taking the chance. You wouldn't have noticed that, but my steering went a bit off then. It was really weird. I don't know what caused it. That wasn't my steering being off, that's just me being bad. So many laps on Wild West Squadron 2. I think that's going to be my new go-to practice. Out of interest, what I practice most is Galactron Part 2, because I think that's got the most involved you have to think of in terms of how much off-track time do I have left. Although Asteroid Belt's quite close. Yeah. But I think based on number of laps, I think this is possibly the one we do the most of, so hey, if you're going to practice something, maybe make it this track. Where did I end up there? Wow, that failed the... I'm not even going to try it. I'm going to go the normal way and show you how much it skips. It skips all of this, which, because it's a kind of sharp turn, it skips quite a lot. Was kind of brain switched off there, thinking I was just doing one lap. Wow, okay, clearly not quite above the track there, obviously strayed just slightly off. A lot of that bridge has collision detection. I'm surprised I slipped through it. Cool. First cup done. We're coming up on the end, but there's still quite a slog to go. Forget what it's called, but the fourth cup in this tourney is not fun. Second one, right? Yeah. Wait, Blue Star Special? This is it. No, this is the slog. This is the slog. So this is the same as the, or similar to the last cup of the first tourney. We have 6 tracks, but this time it's 2 laps. It's yeah, this is the slog. This is the boring time. But after this, we've got a minor change to how we go about things, so that'd be cool to point out. This is the beginning of the end. Oh wow. Is this the first time we do this track with Marvin? I think it is, right? No. Did we get it in Mystery Cup? I'm lost. I've lost the plot. Kind of worried about those rockets because we got a bad start, but we do go kind of quick through here. And it's just 2 laps as well. So maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, I made it. Final Acme 1. This is tricky with Marvin. This is way quicker with Wiley. We don't have the same jump we can do. I'm going to attempt, we can do a similar jump and go for a further back tunnel above, and that still saves a little bit of time. If we excuse me, if we mess up, it wastes a little bit of time, but I will go for it. If we don't get it, nothing's really changed except for, of course, this stringing together of the first 2 shortcuts. Which is quite nice. We've also got to be fairly gentle with this first jump. Right. Let's do what we can. Yeah, cool. So that's the best we can do with Marvin. We actually end up on the first of these tunnels rather than the second, so we've got to do that little loop before we get to here. It's not bad. What was that? I didn't see how long that was, and it might have messed me up. I can look back in the VOD and see how long that lap was. Wow, that wasn't enough. Cool. So if we miss, nothing really changes. We do this as normal. Purely out of interest, the backup is that sign to the left. As Wile E. Coyote, you can jump over that sign if you miss the jump. Miss the main shortcut. It's the backup shortcut, but still not bad. 3 laps in the time it takes the AI to do 1, I think. I think we full on proper lap from there. Galactaron Park 1. We don't do many laps of this with Marvin, but it's tricky. It's another one where boost will play a factor. We probably won't have enough boost at the start to do it. Although I might try, I should have practiced this yesterday. We might try and fall off just to go for it. I think it's still quicker. Or is it quicker just to do the Wiley shortcut and be done with it? Thoughts? We'll see what we feel when we get to the corners. So the Wiley shortcut is the same as what I showed you with Wiley. There is a different shortcut. Well, I guess I'm going for the Wiley. Yeah, okay, so we can fall off there and do the Wiley shortcut. If we get enough boost on this lap, I will show you or attempt to show you the alternate one. I think that's full already, right? That's full boost already. Great. Cool. So kind of want to fall off to reset our off-track time. Kind of wanted to fall off a bit further ahead really if I'd thought about it for a half a second. Oh, we'll take this bit slow. And that's the shortcut we want to see. That is by far, even falling off twice is worth it for that shortcut. That's not worth it though. And we can fall off there if we need to, but we don't because it's the last lap. It's not, you don't have to stop on that track above and continue without falling off. You can still fall off and have that be a beneficial time save. Pyramids of Mars 1 looks no different between Wiley and Marvin. Except we have a bit less vertical control, so we need to use the ramps a little bit more before the canyons. Excuse me. What a great time to start having the hiccups. Use up any off-track time, or we're just about inbounds? Oops. Okay. So Marvin's, the more speed you have, the more vertical control you have. But obviously, if it's kind of like an aircraft, if you whoa, okay. If you try and go too high, you'll stall the engines. Possibly might that up? No, just about got away with it. It's better done with the jump. Marvin's brakes, or well, in this case it's kind of acceleration because we're always braking, but his brakes from our perspective of constantly driving backwards and occasionally needing to go forwards are so good. That's why I messed up the jump the first time. Off-road city limits 1, again, off-road city limits is a narrow track. I'm not its biggest fan. We've got to be extra cautious when we spin round. Got to take a few corners a bit more sensibly. Oh, okay. Was that 2? Did I just get rid of 2? I wasn't even looking, I'm just in muscle memory, it's pointless. That's definitely not a clover. Nice, not bad. That's right, about only 2 laps, so we only need to fall off intentionally once. I'm sure we'll fall off more than that though, don't worry. That's fine. That's fine. It means we can go for it clean next time. That's not fine. Those shouldn't be a problem. Oof. Promised you we'd fall off more than once. Oh, that's kind of a waste if we fall off here. We've reset off track time, we should be fine. Yep. Cool. We go to the last cup full of Acme events. And seeing as we did the last 2 with Wiley, we'll do this one with Wiley as well. Only seems fair. Purely because of this. So we've already established that Planet Acme 1 is faster with Wiley. We've also talked about vertical control and how Wiley is more receptive to that. The fact there are the course is just littered with stuff. This is so much faster with Wiley that even though the next 2 are quite a bit slower, even for my own sanity, it's just worth us doing this with Wiley. So here we go. Also, obviously quite a laggy event. The great thing is nothing can hit us here because we're not on the track proper. Nothing can hit us here because we're above the track. Oh dear, that's my fault. I was going to say we can just fly above the track. Is it 2 laps of this or 3? I think it's 2, right? Yeah. Cool, so that little bit of track there I was on isn't actually track. It's what I call a special exception. Yeah. Nice. That time save is so worth it that we'll take a bit of a sacrifice on the next one. So the next 2, we've got the Nebula. It's a fair bit harder to hit the shortcut with Wiley because he's not as quick. Involves a lot of falling off and trying the shortcut a couple of times. Hopefully get a nice clean run. The Herald we don't really try and jump over. Fun fact, I forget if I put this in my general guide videos or not, so I'll tell you now. The hair oil, if we drive over it, it's supposed to kind of make you lose control of the spacecraft. But if you don't have any directional buttons or inputs other than camera being backwards, you actually can regain full control straight away. So unlike what I just did, but yeah, it's fine. Basically, this is quite chill. Ooh, that's less chill. Oh, that's really less chill because I've really messed this up now. That's fine. We'll go forwards and we'll pause and we'll go backwards. And we'll fall off. We should. No, really? Okay. That should be close enough. Yeah, cool. We'll make sure to pick up the turbo cam for next time. Yeah, that shortcut's a lot harder to hit with Wily. You just don't go quick enough. But we save so much time on the first one that no one's fast. Try this again the normal way. Is that close enough? Yes. Cool. The last event is Shake, Rattle and Roll on Pyramids of Mars 1, which is basically just a normal race except the camera is shaky. We're a little bit slower with Wily, but we do get this. We've got some nice straight bits, so Wily's kind of fast in a straight line. It's not a big time loss. Unless you get the luckiest possible run on that first race on Planet Acme 1 with Marvin, it's not worth it. It's so much more worth to use Wily. And again, it's only 2 laps. Oh, wow. The game is going to punish me now for discarding a 4-leaf clover. Close. How fast was that? About 59 seconds. So I think Marvin is about 10 seconds a lap quicker. I think 50 seconds is a good time for Marvin on this track. So yeah, if we keep it clean, we lose 20 seconds. That's not bad. We gain so much more in duck. Oh no. Even the sound's messed up from the earthquake animation. Cool. It's the last time we use Wily. In fact, we've only got 2 more cups, right? We've got quite a quick one, and then we've got the last one. This felt like it's gone quick. Like I say, I don't have any indication as to how well I've done. I don't have a timer on me. My phone is recording this. I can't start a stopwatch on my phone. Just got to time it afterwards. If you're watching this, you know well how you know how well it's gone based on the time. I'm intrigued to know. We've still got a little bit to go, so the Nebula, as you've seen with Marvin, is chill. We cut off half the track now. We can, if we're really slick, do a lap in about, was it 15 to 18 seconds? Obviously on the first one the first lap you've got to spin around, and every lap after that you've got to take into account your lack of remaining off-track time. Whoa, hit something. It's a sign. It's telling you to stop talking and play the game. Is that 25? Yeah, quite cool. But we fell off a couple of times. I think I've used up a lot of my off-track time by mistake. No, I haven't. Okay, fine. So hard to get that bit right. Oof. So above track works in mysterious ways sometimes. If you've not been near the track, it doesn't know that you're above it. You've got to be near it before you can be above it. Will be a waste, yeah. Oh well. Oof, scary. Ooh, that works. We like that. Halfway on. 5. Yep, didn't get it that time. I was too high, not close to this new track. Don't have any items. Interesting. Gonna get there just in time. Nice. Nice ending. That's a nice shortcut to to end that journey. So we've got one last one with a lot of gimmicks that actually make things easy for us. This is the final stretch now. Cool. 4 races in this, we got to win each one. That's fine for us. North Pole Star 1, 2 laps, hair oil only. Again, the hair oil doesn't really affect us, we just don't put anything down. We do nearly 2 laps by the time they've done 1, so nothing really affects us in that way. Just got to keep it clean. Forget which way is the best way to slide through them. It's that way. Why did I put it away? Muscle memory. You can only pick up hair oil. Whoa, okay. Wild. Wild. Some would say he was on the track. The game thought otherwise. Definitely wasn't on the track then. Oh, in that whale's mouth or whatever it is. Nice, Geo. Pro gamer is off track. So we can fly straight through, but we usually don't have enough off track time to justify it. When you play casually, it looks like the whale eats you because you fall into a hole. When you speedrun it, you can go straight through it. Somewhat shatters the illusion. We're just going to really slow down, and we still get stuck. Nice. I had one job, and that was to keep it clean. Oh well. Galactic Rumble Park 1. Yeah. We don't do much of this track, but it's not fun whenever we do it. Oof. Okay. Oh, collect boost. What are we on? Only on 2. Ugh. That's not good. Is that 4 now? Yep. That's 5. Nice. Don't want to fall off intentionally, but we missed. We'll fall off somewhere else. There we go, at least. Cool. Intentional. We want to reset the time to, this is kind of hard to hit. Need all the time we can get, so it's worth hitting. Oh my gosh. If we can get it without falling off this time, that would be super cool. Nice. Clean second lap. Not bad first lap either. Right, Wild West Quadrant 1. Rockets, but we said this last time, rockets on this track aren't the worst thing in the world. We can go fairly quickly. Hey, that worked out. Goodbye, rockets that were chasing us. Whoa. Oh, also, I would never fire the rockets. As Marvin, we are faster than the rockets, and you can catch up and I believe be hit by your own rockets. If you shoot them and then fly fast enough to catch up to them. So we just hold on to ours. It's a very short track. Right, North Pole Star 2, the last track. We only ever do 2 laps of this track, but there's a new shortcut for it. We skip half the track, as is the common theme with these new discoveries. I practiced a fair bit and got it good, and the last few times I practiced I've really messed it up, so I hope I get it correctly. Also, time is the moment we cross the line. I have no way of knowing how well I've done today, but you will have seen it in the title. Also my favourite musical track of the game. Let's go. Wow, great start. Also, it's only fake pickup boxes, so no point in putting any of those down. We don't care how well the other racers do, we just need to do our best. Right, let's get this shortcut correct. Not the best implementation. A lot of this has... Whoa, please land on the track. Oh my gosh, that could have been bad. Whew. See if I can do that better this lap. That wasn't the best example of the shortcut, but you get the idea. "54 seconds." About. Whoa. Okay. I'm bad. I'm trying to remember what a good lap time for this track is now. I don't think it's much less than 50. Ooh. Really don't need to fly this high either. But it's kind of cool because you get to see what has collision and what doesn't. Like the roof of this has collision one way, you go from the inside out, but not if you go from the outside in. It's a shame because it's my favourite music track, but we're going to be finished with this very shortly. Coming up on time. There it is. Cool. Yeah, that's this gosh darn game again. Let's get to the little screen where we get the cup. Yeah. I don't know how well I did, but you will know, and I will know once I've watched this video as well. So, if you have made it this far, wow! Thank you. Consider joining the Looney Tunes Discord. There's a space race section. I'm always there. If you want to run this game, hey, that would be awesome. I'll have some guides up soon. Yeah. Thank you for sticking it out. Peace.